Hello, everybody. This is Corey Michael Sanchez. Welcome, everybody, to the coaching call. Now, this one was pre-recorded because Brian's our special guest here is a badass and obviously gallivanting across the country, and could not do this live during the time we wanted to. But that's okay because you're going to get so much awesome information in this one because he is the leading Facebook social ads expert. Thanks for joining us, Brian.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for that nice warm introduction there.
Yeah, right on, man. Well, hey, we're going to get started here and provide lots of really great, valuable content. And this is, a lot of the people that work with us, I mean, they're really sharp business owners, or they're getting started with some stuff, and they're starting to do videos, and they want to drive more traffic to their business. They probably never done paid ads, or especially Facebook ads and stuff like that. Some of the more savvier ones have, but a lot of them are just kind of sitting on the outside of Facebook. They're going through, they see the ads, they're probably clicking a couple of them, but they just don't know how to make it work for them. They don't know where to get started. So I figure this would be a great time for us to get on the line and really kind of, have you show and demonstrate a lot of really good how-tos on how they can do this themselves and really get started very easily. So what I did was I actually pulled up Captain Mojo's profile. And if you're not a friend of Captain Mojo, you should be, right? It's facebook.com/Mojo Marketing. It should be Captain Mojo, but that was the link that we chose back in the day. So anyway, go there, like him. But I'm going to give control over to Brian, who's going to show us some ninja stuff. And he's going to start off with some how-tos, how to get started, some more beginner type stuff. Then we'll get real ninja with it. And we'll actually start talking about kind of some of the ads that Mojo's running and how you guys can use some of the same tactics. So let's start.
All right. So if you're new to Facebook ads, the first thing you're going to do is click on the bottom of any page. This keeps reloading. And click on advertising at the bottom. And so he's got an account set up already. It'll, just goes right to his home screen here. But it'll guide you through the process of creating, an account. And it's pretty simple. You enter your credit card information. You'll be up in a couple of minutes. So once you've done all that, you come to this screen. And I think we should probably go through the process of creating an ad. So you'll see this little green button at the top right-hand corner. Just click on that. Okay, now the first thing you get to select is your destination. Okay, this is where, the user is going to go once they click on your ad. Okay, so you can either send them to, a like page if you have one set up. You can send them to an external landing page. You see all the choices here, okay? We're going to select external landing page here. Here's a quick tip about where to send your traffic. The answer is to test. The cool thing about keeping your traffic on Facebook, meaning sending them to a like page or something similar, is that your traffic will typically cost you about 50% less than if you send the traffic off of Facebook to like your website, an external landing page, something like that. That's because Facebook likes to keep people on Facebook, and people like to stay on Facebook. I mean, when people come on Facebook, they're kind of trying to escape the world. They're procrastinating. They're what have you. They're not necessarily looking to click on ads and go off of Facebook. So Facebook will reward you if you keep the users on Facebook. One of the cool things you can set up on your like page is something called a reveal. Because having people like your page is cool, but and you can communicate with them on Facebook. But to me, the most important thing is to get them on your list. Okay, your AWeber account, your autoresponder account, whatever that may, your one shopping card account, something
your
like
Mojo
that.
Matrix account, right? Totally.
Obvious, absolutely. It's the most obvious choice.
Yes.
So, so that's really what you want to do. So this reveal thing is pretty cool because somebody, you send traffic to the like page, so they click on your ad, they go to your like page, and what they see is it'll say something like, click like to get, this awesome free report or something like that, something that makes them want to click like. And you come up with these cool graphics, with like a thumb pointing up and make it look all cool and all that. So people click like, and then the image refreshes. And then it's basically an opt-in form. It says, it's your name and your email address to get access to this free awesome report or, a strategy session or whatever it is that you're doing. So the cool thing about that is you're getting people to like you on Facebook, and you're getting them on your list at the same time. So that's pretty cool. So we're just going to select external URL. Another thing I should mention, if you send people to, a like page, the bad thing is that you cannot change your headline. The headline is what it is for whatever page or whatever like page you're sending them to. So that's one of the drawbacks of keeping the traffic on Facebook. I saw Perry Marshall do some ninja stuff the other day. I clicked on one of his ads, and the landing, it sent people to his like page, but his like page refreshed, like it forwarded them to his website, which I found out is actually against the terms and conditions for Facebook. So I don't know if they're cracking down on that or not, but he's had this ad running for a week, and I keep clicking on it every time I see it, and it's still working, which is cool because he gets to pay for traffic as if he's keeping the traffic on Facebook, because that's where he's sending to is a like page, and then it's forwarding them off to his website, to an external landing page, which is pretty cool. But I'd be kind of curious to see what happens with that long term. I wouldn't suggest you build your business around that technique or something.
Yeah.
Because who knows how long that'll be around. But I always like to tell people about the latest tips and tricks.
Well, I actually saw I actually saw one person last week, and it's interesting because you and I like to click on stuff and see what they're up to, right? It's like a little R&D. And it's funny because every time I click, I'm always like, I wonder how much I cost that person just now.
Yeah, I think the same thing too. And then when I'm setting up ads, I'm like, how many people are doing this to me?
Yeah, I know, right? So it's funny. But I actually saw somebody last week. It was for this Job Crusher thing. It was a couple of the guys I actually know in the internet marketing world. But I saw the ad and I was like, oh, I'll check it out. It was for some consultation. So I click on it, and it actually goes to a like page where it's a reveal tab. And, why don't you show somebody maybe a reveal tab that out there, just to kind of, that maybe you don't like or something, just to show people kind of what we mean by reveal. Because that way people get the idea.
There we go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So so basically, Frank Kern's giving away his 1967 bus or something like that. So that's a pretty cool reason to like it. So let's like it. So it should refresh.
Yeah, so basically you like it and you get access to other content, right? And you can set it up where they can only get access to that when they like the page, right?
Yeah.
And so the other day I actually saw something for, and then, after you like it, you go to their wall usually and you can start typing some stuff in and start interacting with it. That's what people want you to do, and that's what you should do for all the people that you're interacting with. So,
Well, and this is the one caution that I caution people on is that, we're going to get to the part when you're creating an ad where it's going to say, hey, how much, what's your bid amount? How much do you want to pay? You can, with Facebook, you can bid two different ways. You can bid based on cost per 1,000 impressions, which is called CPM, or you can bid per click. Every time somebody clicks on your ad, you get charged your bid amount. And that's the one thing I would caution people on is people just kind of come and set up an account and set up ads and choose an arbitrary bid number, maybe like $2 or $1.50 or $1, whatever it is. But you really have to know your numbers on the back end, to know, how many of those clicks turn into leads and how many of those leads turn into, sales and all that kind of stuff and what a customer's worth to you. You really need to know all that stuff to make an educated guess as to how, what the max is that you should bid. Because ideally, you don't want to be spending more on your traffic than you're spending to acquire a customer and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get to that a little down the road.